Hi, my name is Tyler Brand. Welcome to my final project for my Intro to GIS class at the University of Utah. My project is titled A Case Study on Amazon Logistics in the State of Utah. I'm currently a Ph.D. student at the University of Utah. I plan on doing a dissertation on 3 subdisciplines related to logistics and supply chain geography. Prior to going back to school, I was an industrial real estate developer. I got my master's in real estate development from the University of Indianapolis in 2020, and I relocated to Denver, Colorado to help develop a Class A industrial warehouse facility for logistics end user. Over the course of my real estate career, I saw countless Amazon warehouses pop up all over the country. The process of how the company and others like it decided where to locate their buildings is fascinating to me. Amazon has transformed itself from initially an online book retailer to now a global leader in logistics and distribution. Countless Amazon warehouse facilities have popped up all over the country. I'm going to use this project to better understand how these buildings are located throughout the state of Utah. Their location will be studied in relation to interstates, railroads, population density, and income levels. By joining in geographic information systems methods, my goal is to show the complex logistical network of Amazon in the state of Utah in relation to interstates and railroads, along with population density and income levels. In the end, this project will show how valuable insights on how Amazon impacts local communities. This will be from a local, regional, and national perspective. When Amazon first started selling books in 1996, they rented their first warehouse. Today, they have about 185 fulfillment centers worldwide where they sell goods in every category. Since then, they have advanced significantly, and it is now crucial for sellers and buyers to understand the difficulties with the Amazon supply chain as well as what goes on behind the scenes. It's a full process from the time a manufactured good is sourced to a warehouse where it is kept until you place an order and it arrives at your house. The technology, labor, and time involved are critical components. The success of Amazon's supply chain is largely dependent on the Prime membership option. With its 2-day and 2-hour delivery options, Amazon was able to differentiate itself from the competition and take the top spot in the e-commerce industry. The main hubs of the major cities are now beginning to be closer to Amazon warehouses. This ensures a significant reduction in the time it takes to deliver the order to the customer. Additionally, the fulfillment centers have robots and are incredibly efficient. The process is greatly accelerated by this kind of automated equipment, which picks and packages the products around the clock. One of the secrets to Amazon's success is the strategic use of transportation that is appropriate for the level of demand and works with the most practical means of getting the product to the customer. Along with other carriers like UPS, the use of Amazon Air has expedited the movement and delivery of goods from point A to point B. The question we are examining within this project is why Amazon chooses where to put their warehouses. We are simply asking, is Amazon correctly placing their buildings and distribution centers most effectively for the state of Utah? Also, how will the increased logistics activity affect urban areas, specifically Salt Lake City? It seems as though Amazon only has warehouses located within the Salt Lake metro area. There could be a need for one located near St. George due to its rapid population growth and equidistant nature between Las Vegas and Salt Lake City. The main interstates running through Utah are I-15 running north-south and I-80 running east-west. The railroads are evenly distributed throughout the state, running in various directions. The study area this research is covering is the entire state of Utah. The state capital of Utah is Salt Lake City. The population of Utah is approximately 3.44 million residents. It is nicknamed the Beehive State. Agricultural products include food products, cattle, corn, hay, wheat, and barley. Commercial products include tourism, computer software, transportation, medical, steel, and copper. Median household income is just under $80,000. Utah is approximately 85,000 square miles in total size. It ranks as 11th largest state in terms of square miles in the United States. There are only 9 states in the nation with a less densely populated area than Utah, where there are an average of 33.6 persons per square mile. In September 1850, Utah was proclaimed as a territory encompassing most of modern-day Nevada and western Colorado after being purchased from Mexico in 1848. Following additional transfers from Utah to Nevada in 1862 and 1866, Colorado and Nevada were split apart in 1861. Utah was granted its current borders in 1868, and on January 4th, 1896, it became a state. The 1850 census for Utah was conducted as of April 1st, 1851, and included very few people living outside of the current state. The population of 1860 does not include counties in the modern-day Nevada, but it does include some people living in what is now Wyoming. Rio Virgin County, which was counted as part of Utah but was actually a part of Nevada, is not included in the 1870 population. Nevada borders Utah on the west, Arizona on the south, Colorado on the east, and Idaho and Wyoming on the north. Arizona, New Mexico, and Colorado are all included in the southeast corner. Known as Four Corners, this location is the only one in the nation where 4 states converge. Utah has 3 geographic regions: the Colorado Plateau, the Basin and Ridge region, and the Rocky Mountains. The southern third of Utah is covered by the Colorado Plateau. Although the area appears to be completely flat, it is actually covered in mountains, valleys, and canyons. Numerous Western films have featured the red mesas and rock spires of Monument Valley, and Zion Canyon and Zion National Park is another hotspot for red rock formations. The 7 maps I created for my final project include all of the following throughout Utah: interstates, freight network, railroads, population density, income levels, and location of Amazon warehouse facilities. I'll show you each of those 7 now. Here's a picture of map 1. As you can see, Amazon warehouse facilities are located along interstates, and later in another map you'll see where the population density, income levels, and railroads also coincide. There are 7 warehouse facilities that Amazon has throughout Utah. This map provides a visual representation of the geographic and spatial distribution of Amazon warehouse locations in Utah. It shows the locations of these facilities relative to the state's borders. The map indicates that Amazon facilities in Utah are in close proximity to Salt Lake City and near interstates. Essentially, Amazon has a cluster of facilities near urban and suburban areas in and around Salt Lake City. Map number 2 is a map of Utah railroads. It shows the transportation by rail throughout the state of Utah. It displays the extensive railroad network that exists in Utah. The scope and distribution of the state's railroad infrastructure are shown in this graphic representation. It shows how important railroad transportation is to Utah's economy, particularly in sectors like manufacturing, mining, agriculture, and logistics. Where these industries are more prevalent or influential can be inferred from the distribution and density of rail lines. Knowing the layout of the rail network can help identify areas that may need additional infrastructure development or improvements, bottlenecks, and logistical efficiencies. With map number 3, the Utah Primary Freight Network describes the interstates and roads used for freight throughout the state of Utah. These include critical urban freight routes, critical rural freight routes, energy routes, and interstates. The map highlights the significance of particular routes for the movement of goods, commodities, and materials within Utah by showing the key thoroughfares set aside for freight movement. It draws attention to the distinction between vital urban and rural freight routes, demonstrating the network's effective ability to link rural and urban areas. This knowledge is critical for logistics planning and for guaranteeing complete freight accessibility in a variety of terrains. Interstates are highlighted on the freight network map because they are essential for moving freight both inside Utah and across state lines. It illustrates the ways in which these most important highways support interstate commerce and the state's overall system of freight transportation. The Utah income by county map describes the average income level per county in the state of Utah with a heat map of these areas. The map illustrates differences in average incomes between counties and shows the spatial distribution of income levels throughout Utah. It displays regions with varying average income so that a quick and easy comparison can be made. It assists in determining discrepancies or inequality in income between different counties in the state. There are differences in average incomes or wealth concentrations between different areas, suggesting that there may be discrepancies in regional development or economic opportunities. Map 5, the Utah population density map, shows the population density per square mile in the state of Utah ranging from 1 to 1,570. The map illustrates the differences in population density between Utah's various regions. It contrasts areas with lower population densities with those with higher concentrations of people, where people are more closely packed together. Certain urban centers or metropolitan areas with higher population densities are identified on the map. These are where larger communities are concentrated and where infrastructure and resources are used more frequently. The Amazon warehouse locations and transport map identifies a cargo airport, Amazon locations, freight network, railroads, income levels, and household size. This map shows the location of each Amazon facility strategically placed near an interstate or railroad and with close proximity to a cargo airport. It alludes to Amazon's connectivity to different sources of transportation. This optimizes their distribution capabilities. The facilities are also located near a large, diverse workforce. There is a higher amount of family sizes on the west side of the map, and the west side also has an airport. The Amazon warehouse locations and transport with buffer for Amazon facilities and railroads includes a cargo airport, Amazon locations, freight network, railroads, income levels, and household size. With this map, there's a buffer around the Amazon facilities and railroads. In conclusion, the examination of Amazon warehouse locations in relation to transport networks, demographic characteristics, and socioeconomic indicators in Utah through the use of GIS techniques has produced compelling insights into the spatial relationships and strategic considerations in the distribution network. Utah as a state is not very densely populated. Most residents live in urban or suburban areas. An analysis of the locations of Amazon warehouses in Utah revealed that the company has deliberately sited its operations close to important transportation hubs such as freight networks, railroads, cargo airports, and interstates. Amazon places a strong emphasis on effective supply chain management and logistics, as seen by this strategic positioning. Correlations between certain socioeconomic characteristics and the spatial distribution of Amazon facilities were revealed by overlaying demographic data such as income levels and household size with warehouse locations. According to the analysis, facilities should be located in areas with particular income brackets in order to potentially cater to target customer demographic. In summary, the use of GIS techniques and the analysis of Utah's Amazon warehouse locations yielded important new information about the spatial dynamics influencing distribution plans. For Amazon and similar businesses, utilizing GIS technologies will remain crucial for supply chain management, decision-making, consumer demographic analysis, and logistics optimization. If you have any questions, you can reach out to me at my email, which is tyler.brand@utah.edu. I hope this presentation was informative and that you learned something new today. Thank you for your time.